10 years ago, I started working as a CNA in a care home for the elderly. There was a guy who I really got along with, Brian. He was easily my favorite guy to hang around with, and being the only dudes here, we quickly struck up a very strong friendship. He was a great guy, caring, compassionate, and looked after all his patients. He told me a lot of stories about this place, as he had joined straight out of his teens and absolutely loved working here. Stories of spectral figures haunting the hallways, of nights where the cameras would flicker and turn off of their own accord, only to find a patient dead in the morning. Spooky stuff, you know? But there was one story that always got to me. The omen of death. Allegedly, some nights, only nights mind you, would you see a big black dog. I had recently finished watching the Harry Potter movies, and it reminded me a lot of the omen given to Harry of the black dog. I asked if he had just taken this from the book, but he swore up and down that this was true, that even other members of the team had seen this before, and this care home was by no means new, and it was very likely that it had been around a while, and other members of the staff would have seen it. In any case, the story goes a little bit like this, that when someone is about to die, the black dog will appear and stand near their room, sometimes in their room, sometimes outside their room. But near their room, the black dog will be. When someone sees it, it is as quick to disappear as you saw it, and that the very next day, death is guaranteed. Quite spooky to say the least. We joked around with it, but I am 100% not into the paranormal, or at least wasn't, and didn't give this any creed. As you can expect with any care home, people come and go relatively quickly. We have some residents that stick around a while and are great fun, and it's always very sad when they leave for the last time. One evening, after I'd been working there about 2 years, I hadn't thought of the black dog in a long time. It had popped up in conversations here and there, but I just brushed it away and ignored it. I was visiting Cecil, one of our older residents, who had actually been there longer than I had. She was a lovely soul. I just did my routine check, made sure she was all good in bed, and carried on for the night. When I realized I didn't have my phone in my pocket, and thought, oh crap, if I'd left it in Cecil's room and it vibrates, it's gonna wake her up. So I started making my way back, looked around outside, and peered into the room through the glass. It was right there, on the chair. I quietly opened the door, hoping not to disturb her, and went around and picked up my phone, quickly put it on mute, and started making my way out. The door opens inwards, and just as I opened the door, did I see a black dog. It was right there in the doorway. It growled at me, and just as quickly as I had seen it did it vanish. I just about pooped my pants, and in my fear, I let go of the door, which shut with a bang. I turn around, assuming that Cecil would wake up at this, and deeply needing to apologize. But she didn't stir. Remembering the tale that Brian had told me previously, I just thought I'd check on Cecil to be safe. I approached her bed and listened intently, just to see if she was breathing, but I didn't hear anything. I then established rather quickly that Cecil had expired, some moments ago, no doubt. Cecil had just been talking to me all fine very shortly ago, so I was quite shocked that she had gone in such an unexpected manner. But that was it. She was out. I saw the black dog only one more time before I quit working there. Another time, I was working the night shift again, and I was just finishing up my rounds. It was approaching 4 a.m. now, and I was very keen to go home. I'm just prepping all the necessary paperwork for the handover for the day shift team. And I'm just doing a final sweep, just to make sure everyone is still in their bed, when the black dog is again outside a room. This time it doesn't growl, it doesn't move. It just gives a little nod of its head in acknowledgement and vanishes into the air. My gut drops, and I know that this person has met their end. I quietly open the room, hoping that my eyes were just deceiving me. And when I look, the person is definitely gone. Their skin is ice cold. They must have been dead a while, I think. Possibly many hours. With a great sigh, I realize that the dog story is true. And the next day, when I have a conversation with Brian, I admit to him that now I had seen the dog twice. He gives a hearty laugh and tells me that it was true. He gives a hearty laugh and says of course it's true. And he makes a joke, saying that he hopes he doesn't see it outside my house door anytime soon. We laugh, and in a few months' time, I quit, for reasons unrelated to the paranormal, mostly poor staff management. I'll miss Brian though. In any case, it's definitely made me a believer, but I truly hope not to see that black dog anytime again soon.